Okay,
my eyes are bleary.
Yeah, I can tell. Go through it.
So the good news for the president is this is as your colleagues have been saying, this is a strong reaffirmation of the president's ability to regulate immigration into the United States in order to secure the borders of the country. And this is based upon the Constitution, which designates the president as the sole formulator of foreign policy, and a specific statute which grants the president the absolute and unfettered right to exclude persons or groups from particular areas. The issue is, did he do so for an impermissible purpose? And the majority said, we're only going to look at the words he uttered as the president of the United States and not what he said when he was a candidate.
That's the important.
Correct. That's the rub right here. And the dissenters are saying, how can you not look at what he said as a candidate? It's part of his persona. It was shouted loud and clear. It was proclaimed from the rooftops. He wants to stop Muslims because they're Muslims. The majority said he didn't say that in these executive orders. We're just interpreting the executive orders. Now, that's the good news for the president. There is bad news for the president.
What is it?
This is a preliminary ruling as to whether it stays in effect during the trial. There will still be a trial as to whether it is constitutional. And that trial will be held before the same judge in Hawaii who invalidated this in the first place. But during the pendency of the trial, this is the law, and the president gets to enforce it.
Look, I'm very sorry, Judge, but I don't get that. The Supreme Court is the supreme law of the land, and they've made a ruling which says the president has the authority to do what he wanted to do. But how on earth can he go back to a lower level, a much lower level, and have a trial reverse the Supreme Court?
Because this is a preliminary ruling pre-trial. Now, often when this happens, the lower court will give up the ghost and say, I'm not going to hold a trial on something the Supreme Court has already.
They won't do that.
Or they may very well say, here's an opportunity to stick our thumb in the president's eye. We're still going to hold a trial on this, even though this executive order is the law of the land during the trial.
Okay, so they have a little trial, and they come to a verdict, and they say, oh, Mr. President, you are wrong. Then what?
Be very, very difficult for them to do that under this decision, because the decision says they may not do what they did the first time around, which is to take into account his words as a candidate. They can't do it.
It's a losing issue.
They can only. The Supreme Court has narrowed the ability of the trial court to examine the behavior of Donald Trump to the words that he has used.
Are you prepared, Judge Andrew Napolitano, to dismiss this negative, dismiss this that they've got to go back and have a trial in Hawaii? The ruling will stand. The president has won.
The ruling will stand. The president has won, but he is confronting life-tenured judges whose views of his words as a candidate and his motivation as a president are antithetical to what he's trying to accomplish. So they'll give him as much of a hard time as they can. But he can begin this afternoon enforcing this order at all the points of entry around the United States.
So he can do that?
Oh, yes. He'd be most unwise not to do it because he has that unfettered authority as of now. And these trial courts can't stop him. They could hold a trial and say this particular plaintiff in this particular case is allowed in no matter what the president wants, but they can't invalidate the ban because the Supreme Court has upheld it.
Okay.
You feel a little better?
Okay.
You feel a little better, Mr. Varney?
No, I'm just trying to figure out exactly what's happened here, and I want to simplify it. I want clarity, but we try to deliver clarity.
A given plaintiff with hardship who's about to give a speech at the University of Hawaii and who's been paid a Varney-like fee for the speech and is blocked from entering the port of Honolulu can bring an application before, that would be quite a fee, can bring an application before a trial judge in Hawaii to get past the ban, and the trial judge can hear that case.
And that's it.
Correct.
That's it. It's nothing. It's nothing.
There will be many of those, and they would have to be legitimate, and the court would have to say they're bona fide. But we know what the law of the land is. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, and his successors have this authority.
And will the taxpayers of Hawaii have to pay for all these trials which they wish to put on?
I'm sorry to say,
no.
Yes.
Oh, yes, they will.
Yes.
The taxpayers of Hawaii will have to pay.
The plaintiff is the University of Hawaii, which
let
is
them pay.
owned by the state.
Let them pay. As far as let them pay, I'm a happy guy.
I'd like to know what that guy's fee is if it's Varney-like.
I'm not going there, Judge.